जय श्री माताजी। उपस्थित सभी साधकों का हम स्वागत करते हैं। सामूहिक ध्यान की शुरुआत हम सामूहिकता में कुंडलिनी चढ़ाकर बंधन लेकर करेंगे। सामूहिकता में 3 महामंत्र और उसके बाद श्री गणेश मंत्र का पठन करेंगे।
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महामाया
परम पूज्य श्री माताजी कृपावंत होकर हमें निर्विचार अवस्था प्रदान कीजिए। इसी निर्विचार अवस्था में हम श्री माताजी की अमृतवाणी को ग्रहण करेंगे।
These days, when you read newspapers, you meet people, you get the feeling that everybody is waiting for a disaster or for some sort of a solution that has to come. This feeling that comes to us is also something very innate, something from our unconscious. Because the situation that we see around seems to be quite dangerous. Not that we get upset with the financial problems or with other mundane type of problems that we have had. But what upsets people is that human beings have become just like machines. They're running mad. They're running morning till evening. They have no time for each other. There is no feeling sometimes to understand each other. And as if we are all becoming insensitive to each other's problem. Apart from that, those people who are intelligent and loving people feel that people at the helm of affairs do not feel responsible for the humanity at large. Then the poverty and then other problems, which are gross still, they bother us too much. One side, the affluence, another side, the poverty. One side, the scientific approach to life, the other side, what science has created, things like atomic bombs. All these create a kind of a confusion in our mind. Everybody seems to be confused. They don't know whether whatever they are doing is right or wrong, whether they are going to the right path or to the wrong path. Very frustrated, disgusted one feels sometimes, and does not know why are we on this earth. Confusion is the first impression one gets when one visits our world from outside. People are absolutely confused and also very insecure, extremely insecure. If you see the rich, they are insecure because they have too much money. The poor are insecure because they have no money. All kinds of insecurities work out a tremendous world of confusion. Now let us see how we are created from amoeba to this stage. We have become human beings without understanding anything about it. And are we to evolve more, to achieve something higher, to get out of this confusion? Or are we to be dissolved with this confusion in our mind? This confusion is important in a way. If there is no confusion, we are not going to seek any solution out of it. And that is why people feel that some solution has to come up. We are confused because we have no absolute values. We have not felt the absolute values. Somebody says to be honest is a very good idea. But we find that no, if you are very honest, it doesn't pay you. Some say to be devoted and dedicated and loyal is the best policy. But no, it does not work out that way. But there must be something that decides whether we are right or wrong. That's what we think. It has to be like that. After all, this whole creation was created with such love and care, with such delicacy. If you are a doctor, you will see how beautifully you are created inside. Every nerve, how beautifully it grew into a sensitive cell. How the whole body was created. How these eyes were created with such accuracy. We see cameras and cameras in this world created by us. No camera can be compared with our eyes. Such a tremendous machinery has been created within us with such care. Discarding many others, many have gone out of the circulation of evolution. And then this man, the great personality of a human being, came out of it. For what? To be confused. to be upset, to be insecure. How can that be? It's not true. It cannot be. After all, why are we human beings? God has made us with a purpose, no doubt. There is a purpose in giving us this kind of a body, this erect body. There is a purpose in everything that we have today as human beings. Even the confusion, as I said. Today is the day for people to seek. Thousands of people are seeking. They are fed up with whatever they have been doing. They are fed up with it. They are not seeking out of fashion. Many people think that it's a fashion, they are a lost race and they are this and they are that. It's not true. There were never so many seekers as there are today, and they are seeking. Maybe they do not know what they are seeking, but they are not satisfied with their state of affairs, and they are seeking something higher. And that higher is the Absolute. Is the Absolute. Now, this higher, if it is the Absolute, everything must relate to it. Absolute point means everything is related. For example, if you have a 1 meter here, if you say it is 5 meters, that means this is 5 times than the gold rod you have got in Paris, which is called as 1 meter. Everything has to be related to that Absolute. And that relationship then establish the relationship with each other. For example, on the religious side, if you see, they are having so many religions, one after another. We had Judaism, Christianity, Hinduism, Sikhism, Buddhism, Jainism, Islam, so many religions. They all must relate to Absolute. We must find out how many meters each one of them are. Where do they stand in relation to this Absolute? Has to be. It cannot be just something like people said, oh, we've got the Absolute Mother, we are realized souls, we are twice born. Then how do you say? Because I see a light in my head. What does that mean? It is not absolute. Well, you can see the light as it is there. If you faint also, you might see a little light short-circuiting there. There could be some others who say, yes, I've got the knowledge. How? What is it? Because, Mother, I don't think anymore. I said, you must be drunk. Everything that we seek has to be related to everything else. Otherwise, solution won't be there. To find the absolute value of anything, we must know that there's nothing else but that. That's the only thing. That's one, that's a unity. It cannot have a parallel. Some people jump in the street and say that we found the last. Then why are you jumping? Now that absolute thing has to be something that should come in your awareness if it is a evolutionary process. In our evolution, whatever we have achieved has come in our awareness. That means it should become a part and parcel of our awareness. Part and parcel of our awareness. Like as I can see you, I can feel you, in the same way you should be able to see. And through that light, we should be able to explain each and everything. For example, in this room, if there is darkness, and I can't see you, I don't know who is sitting where, what is the relationship of everyone? But when the light comes in, you immediately that this gentleman is third on the row or that gentleman is fifth on the row. Apart from that, you know what sort of a shade and a color the person has. Whatever could be seen through these eyes, one can see if there is light. But this light is not sufficient, because this we have already got it. There's nothing more in our awareness with that. We have to think of a light which gives us a complete idea as to what is the relationship between us and our Creator. What is the relationship between all those who came on this earth to tell us about that relationship? What is the relationship of human beings with each other? With different countries, with different people, with different faces, races and creed. What is the relationship between man and the nature? What is the relationship between man and all the elements around? Here we just hang in the air. We don't know if we have any relationship whatsoever with the sun. He gives us light. But what about us? Have we any control over the sun or not? Is there any subtle connection between us and him or not? All these connections have to be established in these absolute findings. Otherwise, that's not absolute. We should not be satisfied with something extremely cheap, which you can buy with money. That's the cheap thing. I think that's the cheapest thing. Very easy to buy something with money. People may say we have no money. It's not the point, because those who have money can buy. But it must be something that cannot be bought by money. People don't understand. When I went to America first, they said, "Mother, how are you saying that you can't take money for this?" I mean, imagine the absurdity. Such an absurd thing they could not understand. You cannot pay for it. Now, you cannot manage it also and maneuver it. If you could, then it's man-made. It has to be something natural, spontaneous living. Because man can't do living work. Otherwise, you should not bother. You should say, "I am not bothered. I don't care for it." That's how it should be. But we get very much satisfied with something that's absolutely easily available to us. That is what we can really pay for. Or if we stand on our heads, we think we should get that. I asked one gentleman who used to stand on his head every day. I said, "Why are you doing it?" He said, "I'm seeking God." I said, "What makes you think that by standing on your head you will get to God?" He says, "Because none of the animals do that. So to be a higher animal, I was thinking if I stand on my head, it would be a better idea." But it can't. Just think of it. Some sort of a physical acrobat. I mean, so many can do it. In the circus, people do all kinds of things. If you see them, the way they jump onto a horse is surprising. It's not easy to do. They acquire all kinds of techniques by which they can jump onto a horse, walk on a little string of wire, all kinds of things they can do. But do you think that is something divine? So this absolute point has to be something spontaneous, something living, should come in our awareness, must express in our awareness. And when we talk that word awareness, we must understand that human awareness itself we have not understood. The difference between us and animals is tremendous. It's tremendous. They don't understand so many things. They don't understand beauty. They don't understand insurance. They do not understand many of these hangs-ups that we have gathered. So many odd things we have done, they don't understand. Human beings have a capacity to harness the nature for their own purpose, to use the nature for their own purpose, which animals can't do. Despite all that, we feel so powerless, so helpless, and singled out. But if this creation has any meaning, that light has to come. That light has to work out. It must work. But now, as you have been already told about the Kundalini, these instruments within you is there already waiting. The time has come, the maturity it has reached, that you have to have your realization. Because of that maturity in a human mind that you are seeking. Because you are so matured now that you can't do without it. Say when you are a child, you don't understand many things. And then you grow up. You grow up, reach a point, say at a point where you understand the marriage, then you want to marry. Then you reach a point where you want to have a house, you try to have a house. But this maturity that is coming to us is extremely subtle, many-sided, encompassing many aspects of life, I should say all of them. It's not only one side that is going to mature. It's not that just few leaves are going to show out from a growing tree. It's not only that some new branches are going to shoot out. It's not that many flowers are going to show. It's that the flowers are so mature now that they have to become the fruit. That maturity has come to us through our trial and error method, our own. This is done by human beings. Animals did the same for their evolution. And human beings also have done this. Their trial and error. Again they make mistakes, they try to correct it. Again they try and again make mistakes. That's how we have matured now. We have reached a stage of understanding the beauty of balance in life. We are trying to stabilize ourselves. And the insecurity is working out. A negative method, of course, but a challenge. Challenge to your maturity, whether you are matured or not. Whether you are seeking is true or not. The maturity can be judged only when you are there to become the fruit. You have to become the fruit. You have to become the spirit. You have to be the spirit. You have to be born again. But many have said that. Many are saying that. They say that they are already reborn. But what is the difference? The difference is one has an awareness which is collectively conscious, which is, he has become. It's the becoming, he is not just talking about it, telling about it. It's the becoming. And the other is the one who just believes into it. I believe, which is this I that believes into something. I'm just asking him to sit down. Who believes is the I which does not know itself. So just a faith of any kind is not the real faith unless and until it is a part of your awareness. I believe in God. Many people talk as if they are obliging God by believing in Him. What does that mean? I believe in God, so alright, you must be having a balanced life, alright. But just to believe, but one may ask, why? Why to believe in God? Why to have the balance? What is the need to lead a life which is called so-called righteous life? Enslaving yourself to these ideas, why? One can ask a question of that kind, and many are asking that question. You have to balance if you have to ascend. But because of this confusion, one cannot expect a very balanced life. Because everybody seems to be groping in the dark. Then you can't believe that the people are absolutely balanced. You can't just think that way. That would be wrong. So they have to have a balance and they have to have an ascent. To have the balance, people have tried lots of things, thousands of years. They talked of religion, they talked of sustenance, of 10 commandments, this thing, that thing. Nothing worked out with human beings. Everybody jumped out of their balance. So now, there has to be a method that automatically gives you a balance as well as a good ascent and a happy landings into the kingdom of God. That has to happen. Now you are all built in that way. This is what it is. But again you don't have that faith in me, neither in what we are saying. Because again, I believe in Mataji. There are many who finish with that. You have to have faith in yourself, in your spirit, by experiencing it. It's a dynamic thing that has to happen within you. A tremendous thing. It's nothing something just your mental belief that today we are communist, tomorrow we are capitalist, and third day something else. It's something that has to become, again I say become, and again become. And that becoming is now. The time has come. This is the resurrection time. This is the last judgment. Believe it or not. There is not going to be another time for that. This is the way we are going to be judged. Our maturity, our balance, our capacity. Many people come to our meetings. Few get their realization, or many get their realization. Makes no difference to anyone or to Sahajayoga or to you. Because if there are seeds which are just sprouted and are wasted, they are wasted as if they are not sprouted. They do not grow. They are just like any other seeds which have not been touched by the divine. Even if you get realization, which is now quite easy for people to get to, they are for it. Because the divine is anxious. Because your creator is anxious to manifest itself. But to settle down as a realized soul is difficult. I have to tell you at the very outset that if you have to mature into it, you have to understand yourself. You must have your self-esteem. If you just are here for a shopping, or all right, let's see your mother also. That's not the way it is going to work out. If you are people of that caliber, then only you can accept. There's nothing else needed of you. You may be a prime minister, or you may be a queen, or you may be just a parlor maid. Makes no difference to the divine. You may be a socialist, communist, or a capitalist, makes no difference. You may be this color, that color, makes no difference. But you have to have the caliber of a true seeker who is intelligent enough to see that he has not come on this earth just to be wasted. If you make many instruments, and if they are just wasted, they are not put to the mains, they are good for nothing, they have very loose connections, you'll just say, cancel all these, stop this factory. There's no use having any more creations. Only those who are matured enough, who have self-esteem, even age, you'll be surprised, does not matter. I've seen people who are 80 years of age could be very stupid, and people who are very young, very small children also, could be great. So it is the inner quality of a person, his maturity, that matters in Sahajayoga. I know it is rather difficult to understand that why, if it is Sahaja, if the Kundalini rises so easily in us, why is it we take time to establish ourselves? The reason is very simple. We are not simple people. We are not. We are very complicated. We have complicated our lives with so many problems. Now, cancer is a disease which cannot be explained by doctors. We can explain it in Sahajayoga. It's caused by overactivity of the sympathetic nervous system. If you could soothe the overactivity of the sympathetic nervous system, you can cure cancer. But say those people who go to spiritualists, those people who go to false gurus, those people who indulge into black magic and other activities of negative nature, getting spirits and things like that, are more susceptible, are really susceptible. If a person who is mad and lunatic, and the husband or wife of such a person has a relationship with him, he can develop multiple sclerosis. Sahajayoga can cure multiple sclerosis. What we call the Muladhara chakra. If that center is caught up with other chakras, one can develop multiple sclerosis. The way we have been banging ourselves into the unknown areas, we have really made ourselves very complicated. In the scientific field also we have gone to the other extreme, believing that science is our own creation and have created problems like atomic bomb that we can see so clearly. But what we have done to ourselves we cannot see. We are not simple people. Christ has said, you have to be like a child when you want to enter into the kingdom of God. Now some people I found, they thought by wearing dresses like primitive people, they'll become simple like primitive. They will not. Their brains are modern, how can they become primitive? The brain is all the time thinking. There's a thought combustion going on every minute, every second, every split of a second. But even primitive people are not very good for their ascent. That's also a wrong idea. You have to come to a point of balance where you have crossed your conditionings and you have not entered into the ego, which is just a wee bit of a space. If you are not too far away, it's all right. This way or that way. But if you are too far away from the center, then you have to be brought in. But what goes in favor of modern times is that great seekers have taken their birth on this earth. Of course, with other people they have complicated themselves. They didn't keep to their own personality, to their own understanding. They got complicated with other people. Whatever trends came in, whatever things happened, they did. They are politicians, this, that, or they are this side, they are belonging to this cult or that cult, and others have become club members, all sorts of things. They have not kept their personality as they were. Like Kabir Dasa has said, Jaisi ki taisi rakh dini chadariya. As I had this chadar on my body, I kept it as it was. We have spoilt it, complicated it. It is hooked to many things. We have one great advantage, that you are great seekers, very great seekers of ages born. This is a very big advantage. And is your seeking only has brought Sahajayoga to this earth. But one disadvantage is there, that in these modern times we have complicated ourselves too much. Because of confusion maybe, or maybe because of our ego, that we wanted to try everything and would not listen to anybody else, what's wrong? Whatever it is, we have complicated. Also, we do not know what diseases are breeding within us. What is our mental condition? We do not know how we are placed with ourselves. That's how we are complicated. When Kundalini rises and you get your connection with the divine, it does sorts out things. It does, no doubt, it will. But you have to be growing with it. If you do not grow with that ascent, then again that small connection that you have established will break. Like the roots have reached the source. But the tree has to grow according to the supply. Understanding. The root has to grow further too. That's how you really establish yourself. And I really beg of you and ask very humbly, with great concern, that please don't have diffidence about yourself. We have already created a problem by feeling guilty thanks to these horrible psychologists who have given us these ideas. Don't have diffidence. You are seekers of very great quality, no doubt. But there are complications which can be sorted out. You place yourself away from your being and see for yourself that this spirit is your being. Not that what is complicated, that's just the outside, which can be corrected by Kundalini, by your spiritual power. You can now correct, you will be empowered with that. Sahajayoga is tremendous. Those who have established themselves are tremendous people today in life. They are enjoying themselves. They are very happy people. Such nice relationships exist. They are beautiful. Even whatever I have in England, I am very happy and surprised. I didn't expect so much. They have compassion. They cannot enjoy this nectar of life alone. They want you all to join in with them. They are here to help you in a very humble way. As they have been helped, gradually it has been built up now. And it is for you people to understand that so many human beings that are created will be lost if they do not enter into the kingdom of God. That's the only purpose of Sahajayoga. As you know, the subject is so vast, knowledge so great, there's no end to it. Whenever you get your realization, I hope you get it now, today. And when you establish yourself, you'll be amazed. You yourself will become the library of all the knowledges, because you become that subtle thing which gives knowledge. You reach to that absolute point which gives all the knowledge. You'll be able to see which is knowledge, which is not knowledge. Your priorities will immediately change because you will have that light within yourself. But as I say, it is a becoming. I cannot just say that, all right, you are realized soul, all right, give £5 and you are out. It's not that way. I must tell you. This is my helplessness to make people understand that you cannot just become realized souls. You cannot be certified. It is a thing that should happen to you. It should be your own. That you should be able to maneuver yourself. You should be able to handle it yourself. It should be your own power which should express it. I just cannot say, all right, done. Now you are a member of Sahajayoga. You cannot. I must tell you, this is the thing which you should understand. After all, you are sensible people. You cannot demand it. Even if you weep, I cannot do it. It has to happen. And after it has happened, do not take it for granted. Be careful about it. I must tell you, I have seen people who just come, get realization and get lost. And after 5 years they appear again. All tattered and torn, finished. This is what you have been seeking all your lives. And that's to be achieved. I'm just here to give you what belongs to you. That also I don't have, I should say, to give you. It's within you. Maybe one candle can enlighten another candle. That's all. Like a catalyst. So don't make your ego stand up that why you, mother, for all the things. It's a thankless job, I must tell you. It's a job I have to do. I do not do it for any thanks. I just do it because I have to do it. That's my nature. I cannot get over my nature. There's no quarrel between you and me at all. In no way. I am here just to give you what you have. You can't pay me. You should not feel bad about it. You cannot overpower me, nor will I overpower. It's a relationship as a candle or a light has to the hand. It's just to help you to find your way. I hope in these modern ideas, I will be able to give you this queer thing, because people can't understand. I was amazed, I didn't know this was so. They can't understand that anything can work out without money, that there can be something like love for love's sake. Everybody loves for something. They can't understand a mad woman like me who just loves because she loves. She can't help it otherwise. People don't believe in such people. They just can't imagine such a thing. But we have so many people who have gone, who did this for you. Though they are in the history, but they are not lost. There could be someone like that. And maybe that all of you are going to be that very soon. That must happen to all of you. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to spend some time with questioning, but not too much. And there was a suggestion that if realization is given like that, which is an easy thing for me somehow, then people don't value the realization. So it should be given after 2-3 meetings. Then they will value it better. Because according to people who give me suggestions, they understand human beings better than I do. If you give them realization, then just start living in the air. and then they don't want to do anything about it till they really touch the grounds. I still believe in your sanity, in your wisdom, in your fairness to yourself and to your Creator. So, I still feel that you should get your realization today. But that doesn't mean that you are going to leave it. You have to follow it up, work it out. That doesn't mean you have to give any more money or anything. It doesn't mean at all. It doesn't mean anything more than establishing it, understanding it. What is this that we have got? What is this power? Now, can we have some questions? Yes, please.
How and when did you know that you had this power to give to people?
Me?
Yes, you.
I knew since long. I'm quite old, ancient. But about me, I don't want to say much as a matter of policy. You better find out gradually. Because if I say anything, people don't like it. That's a fact. Whatever I am. But I dare not say it. People don't like it. This is a funny word. It's better that you see for yourself and know me. What did Christ say? What he said is absolute truth. He said that he was the Son of God. We can establish it through Sahajayoga. You will know that he was the Son of God. It was a fact. It was the truth. What he said was true. If he had not said that, it was not true.
इसी अवस्था में हम कुछ समय निशब्द ध्यान में बैठते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी, आपकी परम कृपा में हम सदैव सामूहिकता से जुड़े रहकर आपके श्री विराट और श्री विराटांगना स्वरूप के आशीर्वाद को प्राप्त करें। हम सदैव निरानंद अवस्था को प्राप्त करें। श्री माताजी, आपकी परम कृपा में अपने प्रकाशित ज्ञान से अनन्य भक्ति में उतरकर हम सहयोग का प्रत्येक कार्य करें और उस कार्य को करते समय हम अकर्म अवस्था को प्राप्त करें। श्री माताजी, आपकी परम कृपा में हम सब प्रकाश बनकर इस विश्व का आध्यात्मिक उत्थान के मार्ग में मार्गदर्शन करें। कृपावंत होकर हम सबको कुशल संभाषण, दैवी कूटनीति, प्रभावी व्यक्तिमत्व और विवेक प्रदान कीजिए। श्री माताजी, आज का यह सामूहिक ध्यान हम आपके श्री चरणों पर समर्पित करते हैं। कृपावंत होकर हम सबको और इस विश्व को आशीर्वादित कीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी को प्रणाम करेंगे और सामूहिकता में कुंडलिनी चढ़ाकर बंधन लेंगे। आज का यह ध्यान सत्र यहीं पर संपन्न होता है। जय श्री माता जी।